Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to share IELTS Speaking Test Band 9. So must listen this test, it will improve your speaking score. So without wasting further time, let's begin.
Good morning. My name is Judith Harvey. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Yes, my full name is Shay Singh.
And can you tell me where you're from, Shay?
I'm from US, California.
Can I see your identification, please?
Yep, here you are.
Thank you. That's fine. Great. Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about what you do. Do you work or are you a student?
Yes, I'm a student right now. I'm in my final year actually in a university called Humboldt State University, and I'm studying the subject of communication.
And why did you choose this subject?
I chose this subject mainly because I really enjoy talking to people and interacting with people. I tried studying other subjects before, like biology and botany, but those subjects got too boring for me. So I decided to change my major and I chose communication. And so far, I'm having a great time studying this major.
Is this a popular subject at your university?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of popular, but it's definitely not the most popular subject. In our whole communication department, I would guess that we have probably about 1,000 students studying this major, but the most popular major is probably environmental science.
Do you get along with your classmates?
Yes, we get along very well. Everybody loves to talk with each other. Like I mentioned, this is a communication major, so people generally tend to be very social and very talkative. So we all get along with each other, and oftentimes after class, we go out to restaurants or bars to hang out with each other.
Now let's talk about the weather. What's your favorite kind of weather?
I think I like sunny weather the most, mainly because this is when people usually tend to be outside, and people are usually hanging out either in parks or beaches. So I like the energy, the atmosphere that comes with this kind of weather.
Is there any type of weather you don't like?
I would say that any time when a weather gets too extreme is when I don't like it. For example, if there's rain and there's too much rain, then I end up spending all day inside my house. Or if it gets too hot outside, then I can't really step outside the house because it's too hot. Or if it's too cold, then again, it's the same kind of thing. So I don't like extremes. I don't like extreme temperatures, you could say.
And does bad weather ever affect transport in your country?
Yeah, this can definitely happen, especially if it gets too rainy. Then people usually tend to drive a lot slower in order to be more careful, in order to avoid any possible accidents. So that kind of slows down the flow of the traffic.
Now, let's talk about music. What sort of music do you usually enjoy listening to?
At the moment, I'm really enjoying listening to hip hop music and Latin music.
Has the kind of music you like changed over the years?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was a kid, I remember that I used to absolutely love pop music, especially Backstreet Boys. I don't know if you know who they are, but they used to be pretty big when I was a kid. And when I was about 10 years of age, I used to listen to a lot of them and collect a lot of their albums. Later, I started listening to rock music and rap music when I got into my high school. And then when I got into my university, I started listening to techno music, psytrance, electronic instrumental music. And then, like I mentioned right now, at the moment, I'm listening to hip hop and Latin music.
Do you prefer listening to live music or recorded music?
I think I actually prefer listening to both. I think that they both have pros and cons, and I don't really prefer one over the other. For example, what I really like about live music is the energy of the crowd and the energy of the performing artists when you are in a stadium, for example, or in a concert hall. But what I like about recorded music is the convenience that comes with it, the convenience of being able to listen to it in my own time at my own convenience. For example, when I'm working out.
Okay, now I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Here's some paper and a pencil for making notes. And here's your topic. I'd like you to describe a special gift or present you gave to someone. All right, remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay, so I want to talk about a gift that I recently gave, and it was to my mom on Mother's Day. And this gift was a scent diffuser. And me and my brother purchased it together. So both of us are pretty lazy. So we didn't go to any shop or anything. Instead, we just purchased it online from Amazon, and it arrived in the mail 2 days later. And when it did, we packed it up and then we hid it into one of our rooms because it was supposed to be a surprise gift. So when Mother's Day arrived, which was about 3 days later or something like that, when it arrived, we gave it to our mom and she absolutely loved it. Because this is something that she didn't have before, and also because she really likes for the house to smell nice. So she really liked it, and in regards to what kind of person she is, I would say that she's a very kind-hearted person, a very caring person, as all mothers are. She's definitely the rock of our family who keeps our family together and even helps us to get over a lot of quarrels that we often get into in our family. So she's definitely a one-of-a-kind person. It's interesting actually that you ask me about gifts because giving gifts is something that I've enjoyed ever since I was a little kid. I remember that when I was growing up, me and all my cousins, and it was about 8 of us, all of us together, and we would all pool our money together because we never really had enough money individually, so we would pool all our money together to make it amount to something substantial. And then we would use that money to buy gifts for different family members. Actually, my brother's birthday is coming up in about 2 weeks, so I plan to buy him a plane ticket to New York because he's never been there before.
Thank you. Do you think giving gifts is important?
Yeah, I think it's important because it's a symbol for showing the other person that we care about them, that we care about having them in our lives. And also, it's a great way to strengthen relationships.
Thank you. Can I have the booklet, pencil and paper back, please?
Yeah, here you go.
We've been talking about a special gift you gave to someone, and I'd like to discuss with you 1 or 2 more general questions related to this. Let's consider first of all giving gifts in families. On which occasions do family members give gifts to each other?
Typically, I would say that family members tend to exchange gifts at some kind of a festive occasion. For example, if it's someone's birthday or wedding or an anniversary. Perhaps if someone gets promoted, that's another cause for celebration, so gifts can also be exchanged then. And definitely festivals like New Year's, Christmas, and so on.
Let's talk about giving gifts in society. What situations in business are there when people might give gifts?
I guess when businesses are negotiating with each other, for example, if one company is negotiating with another company and trying to close down on some kind of a deal or maybe a partnership, in this case, I guess it would make sense to exchange gifts in order to strengthen their relationship. Other than this, I guess if a business performs really well, let's say that if their earnings report comes out at the end of the year and they find out that they've really outperformed their expectations or their financial forecasts, then it seems that this is a situation for celebration. So in this case, I can see managing directors throwing a party for their employees and perhaps even rewarding their hard work with some kind of a gift to encourage their productivity.
What about giving gifts to customers?
Yeah, I can see the value in this as well. I think that giving gifts to customers is also a great idea. And businesses often do give some kind of gifts to customers. Oftentimes they do. The most common example of this, I would say, is perhaps discounts. So, for example, if a business has a repeat customer, where the customer is buying from a certain business over and over again, then that means that that customer is loyal to that business. And so it makes sense for that business to reward this type of behavior by giving some kind of a discount to this customer.
And how important is gift giving for a country's economy?
Do you mean like for stimulating a country's economy?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see how gift giving can influence the economy in an indirect way. For example, we've been talking about how giving gifts can be appropriate in business situations, right? So, giving gifts can strengthen business relationships and can build trust so that people feel more comfortable buying from each other and selling to each other. So, in that sense, when there is that kind of trust, I can see how that can lead to a greater amount of transactions happening. So, in this sense, in an indirect way, gift giving can definitely stimulate the economy.
Do you think it would be better for society if all the money that was spent on gifts was given to help poor people?
No, I don't think so, actually. We've been talking about how gift giving can stimulate our country's economy, right? So if you see it from this point of view, then it becomes obvious that if we don't spend money on gifts, then it's going to cripple the economy anyway, or it's going to somehow negatively influence the economy anyway, right? And the result of that is going to be that more people are going to end up becoming poor. So I don't think that this is such a great idea. I think that we should continue spending money on gifts. Having that said, I do think that we should try to help poor people in any way possible.
Is it better for people to give money or their time to help other people?
Actually, I don't think that this matters very much. I think that people have access to different resources. So some people have the money but not the time, and other people have time and not money. So I don't think it matters. I think that as long as a person is helping with whatever resource that they have available, I think that that is good enough.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the speaking test.